that I started to gain strong interest and had a emotional investment in winning this game.
Probably the kick return?
No, the DJ Moore fumble. Because in the game, Daryl Johnston, that play, and Pablo, our teammate, had chimed in. Pablo Iglesias had messaged me and said, bear down with a question mark. I'm like, not yet. The Bears have not won this. And then like 2 plays later, this happens. Daryl Johnston says Bears fans are worried about how the Bears are going to blow this. Rightfully so. He's right. DJ Moore catches the ball and puts the ball right on top of Valentine's helmet fumble. Yeah. And then I look at where they're at in the field. Like, I thought they were a little further down. I'm like, crap. So then I was mad that the Packers had great field position. But then I was like, okay, fine, whatever. But then the Bears make 2 plays and push them backwards a little bit. So now it's a longer field goal. So now I'm a little bit excited. And then you got the kicker coming out, the kicker you never introduced to any female in your life to date him. Like, he comes out and he kicks his field goal and it just gets in. So now I'm like, oh, this guy gets that moment. Like, I don't like that. And then the Bears get the ball back. And it was really like, I don't want to deal with another humiliating Bears being a national meme sort of thing. Like, that's my whole offseason. So now I'm invested. Because now I'm like, okay, now I got to see another embarrassing loss. I got 12 losses, 21 on Sundays on the road. You got haven't won at Lambeau Field since God knows when, and all these sorts of things. So now I'm like, oh, now I'm pissed. Like, this is getting I'm getting upset. And so they get into this a little bit, and the Bears get the ball. Caleb Williams gets the
horse collar. You're just going to gloss
call.
over that gift of a timeout?
We'll get to the rest of the game stuff. I'm just talking like the things I cared about. Like in the moment, I didn't notice that. Like
really?
Well, this is why I like to watch games after the fact.
Oh my gosh, I was losing my mind at that moment.
And so
anyway, continue.
They get the horse collar call. Then Caleb makes the amazing throw to Roma Dunze on the sideline, and that's a big time play. Then he avoids the sack barely, and he has a quick little run, sets them up. They have to use their timeout. And then this is another stupid timeout from Coach LaFleur, and I'll tell you how extra stupid it was. But first, let's go through the play. So Caleb Williams gets the snap, and DJ Moore streaking down the middle of the field. He completes it. They actually get in position, and they spike it. So all the trauma from the last Bear game, Viking game, Detroit game, Washington, all the games that Caleb Williams has put his team in position to win, and then the Bears blow it in the end. 51 yards, I don't think Cairo Santos has many 50-yard field goals this year. So, like, that is on the edge of his range. Basically the same type of kick McManus made at 55. Santos making 51 is a pretty big deal.
Right.
So then there's a video, and I don't know where we're going to put this video up, but there's a video of me that I shared with the team. My girls pointed this out to me after the fact that, hey, this is on camera. I was like, oh, that's right, because we have the Google Nest at our home. So what you don't see in this video is, because I'm coming in from out of screen, is that I am in the laundry room because the Bears are getting ready to kick this, and I'm like, they're not going to make it. And I'm like, I can't watch it. So I walk into the laundry room. I'm like, I can't do it. I can't watch it miss another kick. But then I start walking out as he goes to kick it, and I'm like, you know what? I got to see it. So the ball's in the air as I'm walking in, and then it goes through, and I'm looking flag to the arms up, like everything, and then I'm waiting for the zeros, and then the final score, and then that's where I was just. And part of it was, I wanted to swear, like just like a big bleep, something like that. But I got the kids around and everything, so now I'm like, what do I do with this energy? And so
you looked like a kid.
It was great energy. And
you looked like a child.
It was great.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun. Nola gives me the big hug.
Wholesome.
Yes, and so it was a great, great moment. But that's why was that whole lead up to the moment. You can see the video on our ESPN Madison YouTube page, ESPN Madison social media. And Matt, before we get into the loss and all that side of things, what was your probably inverse experience watching the game?
After the first quarter, when I saw the stats that the Bears had negative 4 yards and were leading 7-3, I was pretty upset. I was pretty shocked. I mean, I wasn't shocked. Like that whole debacle is what made me think, like, oh no, here we go. It's one of these games. Like it made me feel like these guys weren't ready for this game. Like, they've accepted their fate that they were playing Philly. Even though things could have gone their way in Washington, it just felt like they had accepted the fate that they were going to be the 7th seed and playing Philadelphia, because that's such a bonehead play. I don't know if anyone got within like 9 yards of that guy. So that's when I was probably like, this is not going to be the 30-13 win that I thought it was going to be. I dropped my wife off at also a chain. Her and her friend wanted to go to Chili's. Yeah, I don't know. I did not tell her she should do that, but that was what.
I will at least say this. At least Chili's is really cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
her
kind
friend worked there for like
I get
years,
that.
and then she went when they lived together when they went to school in Chicago, and then she got a job at a Chili's in Chicago area.
If you know the restaurant.
Like she just loves Chili's. Her friend does. So she was like, yeah, we'll go to Chili's. So I dropped her off and went to the husband's house. We watched the kid and we watched football, and man, that was the point where I thought something was up, and then it was hilarious because with like 2 minutes, what was it, 2 minutes left when we got that fumble?
Yeah, just under.
Yeah, just under 2 minutes. My buddy's sitting next to me. He's like, man, we need to make a play. Like, we got to get a fumble or a pick or something. I'm like, there's no way that's going to happen right now. And like you said, 2 plays later, bang, fumble. I was like, oh my gosh, the Packers might do this. Like, are Bears going to bear right now?
Felt like Green Bay to me.
And yeah, we got that field goal. And here's the thing. Before the field goal, there's no part of me can wrap my head around why LaFleur didn't run that play clock down to 0 to call that timeout. Like, because even if he misses it, it gives them less time to move. I mean, it would have only been 20 yards, 25 yards that they would have had to go to get to field goal range, probably just 20. And I was like, there is no situation that you're getting this ball back and you need to save time. Like, if something goes wrong, like, I have no idea why that timeout was taken with 25 seconds left on the game clock. And
would you like to hear from the man himself? He explained it in the postgame.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how he's going to do this.
He didn't.
And then at the end of the game, that's squarely on me. Just got caught in a situation where we were planning on going for it, and they felt like Brandon could make that field goal. And hindsight's 20/20. I wish I wouldn't have taken the time out because it gave him obviously way too much time to go down and operate. So, like I told the team, I mean that's on me. That can't happen.
That's Matt LaFleur. He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. You can chime in 844-770-3776 on the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more. Share your game day experience. Matt Hamilton sharing his.
Yeah, so as a Packer fan who's had Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre for the last 30 years, when that field goal went in, and 58 seconds left on the clock, I think? Or maybe that's what he had when he took the timeout.
Just over 50, yeah.
Right? So my first thought is that's too much time, because back in the day when we had Brett Favre and Rodgers and all we had to do was get into field goal range, that was way too much time. And I was flabbergasted. Like, honestly, I was like, this is a brain fart. There is no scheme to it. This is legitimately a brain fart.
Well, and his other timeout, and that they called before the Bears' last play, that Caleb Williams, they had lined up, and the Packers called timeout, and then the Bears lined up again. Like, the Bears had lined up, Packers called timeout.
I thought that was the Packers' last timeout was the field goal, before the field goal.
At least on the broadcast, on the Chyron, it showed they had one left when he was kicking the field goal. Cairo Santos was.
Yes, because they had called a timeout.
Yes, they called a timeout before that, leading up to the final play to get in field goal range for the Bears.
Yes, and the Bears, then Caleb noticed that the Packers were, the defense, the way they had positioned before the timeout, was to not let DJ Moore get to the outside.
Right.
So Caleb said, it reminded me of Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce when Harrison Butker made the big kick against Buffalo to tie the game when there was maybe 30 seconds to go in the AFC Championship game, I think it was. And he thought of the same thing. So he told DJ Moore, if the corner is playing the outside, run up the middle, because that's what he thought the Packers were doing. And the Packers left the middle wide open.
They left the whole
right.
They put everybody on the field, and they left whoever was covering DJ Moore. Valentine?
Carrington Valentine, yeah.
They left him on an island.
Right, and that's why. And then you put up DJ Moore as a Pro Bowl caliber receiver, and putting Valentine on the island with DJ Moore is a bad. But honestly, it was more of like they just didn't want DJ to get to the outside. But Caleb recognized that, and that's why DJ ran up the middle, threw the ball to him. So they allowed the Bears, because of the timeout, they were able to have a communication and say, "Hey, if they come out with the same defense, we're going to do this to you." If
so
they didn't call
part of me
timeout
with that timeout there, that doesn't bother me as much because they were just like, "Oh, the personnel's not right." Like, I can understand that one. You can tell me, like, the wrong people were out there. We didn't have the right play set up. Like, there's excuses behind that, and then they just beat you. They beat you with a play. You might still call the wrong play.
So is
and
the
they
right
beat you.
play set up having all the secondary 30 yards away?
No, right.
When
no,
the game field goal range was 15?
But at least I can understand, like, hey, we made a mistake and made the wrong play call. The timeout to stop the clock before your field goal, there is literally no reason why you would do that. I can buy the right personnel wasn't out there. Our defense, the guys that were out there looked really gassed, and we were going to, like, who knows? We give up a touchdown if they're gassed. Like, there's hundreds of different excuses you can make for that timeout. I can get behind it. It's just, we got beat on that play. I can get over being beat. I can't get over, like, brain farts are what really, really bother me.
It's all like Green Bay to me.
You know, Matt LaFleur, at least kudos to him for admitting it. Some people would double down, try and come up with an excuse. Like, I appreciate that he was like, that was a mistake. I screwed up big. Hindsight's 20/20. He's like, yep. Hopefully you learn from it, though. That's the trick.
Text rolling in on the Carbless Talking text line. List is more, 844-770-3776. We're going to get to those on the other side. But, Matt, tell us one thing that would give you some solace. That's the comfort food from our friends at Metcalf's.
I'm headed to their liquor department because they've got a wonderful
comfort
selection.
booze.
They got Coors Light, which is always good. And like I said, there are thousands of coupons if you're a Metcalf's Market member, including in the liquor section. So if you're like me and you're trying to forget that loss, head over to Metcalf's Market, Westtown, Hilldale, or in Wauwatosa. Check out the Piedmontese beef, the specialty cheeses, the fantastic produce. You can't go wrong with Metcalf's Market. Go there, sign up for Metcalf's Rewards, and bring local home.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Brian here from Canopy Wealth Management. At Canopy, we create strategies that are tailored to your needs and goals. We've invested heavily in client-friendly software so your assets and plan progress are available to view in one place at any time. Whether you prefer only the high-level information or enjoy the intricate details of the planning process, we've got you covered. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nessa Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
You can get into the show, Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. You can get in 844-770-3776 on the Carbless Talk and Text line. Less is more. Let's get out to Brandon in Tulsa. I haven't been to Tulsa yet, but I do enjoy my trips to Oklahoma about once a year. Brandon, how you doing?
I'm doing good, guys. Hope you guys had a good holiday season and doing pretty good. Yeah, I was talking to Ryan, and I didn't get to watch the game. I was at work, but I got a text from my buddy when I clocked out, told me to check into the game, and I kind of had an idea what he was talking about. Once I saw the Packers lost, I went with the highlights. And I've got two questions for you two. First off, Matt, Jim, I'm flying to Chicago in April, taking my wife up there for a little bit of vacation. Do you guys have any good places to go eat while we're there? I mean, Google gives me 100 locations, but got anything that's personally, that's really good?
Frontera for it's Mexican food. Skip Bayless's brother, Rick Bayless, is the head chef there, and it was amazing.
Weird day to bring up Skip, but yeah.
Well,
there you go.
There, so,
Well, it's Rick Bayless.
yeah. Yeah.
I don't know where you're going there with that, Matt.
Okay. Okay, I'll check that place out.
Hey, and Brandon, follow back up, because what I'll do is I think we're going to have David Kaplan on in a couple of days, and we got teammates down at ESPN Chicago. So either message back in or call Ryan in a few days, and we can actually reach out to our friends at ESPN Chicago to see what they recommend too.
Mm-hmm.
Great, that'd be awesome. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Second question is, I'm hearing guys like Tausch and, not just him, but my buddy personally, they're all talking up the Packers going into Philadelphia. And the theme is, yesterday wasn't a big deal. I believe this team's got talent, and I think they're going to have a good game. And I keep asking them, what have they shown you? And, Matt, I'm asking you this one. What has this team shown us this year against good teams that makes you think they're going to go have a good game? Other than my Packer fandom, I've got no reason to think they're going to play well against Philadelphia. It's just blowing my mind how this is not really worrying for Packer fans. And maybe people are as upset as I am, but I just don't think this team has enough talent or, I guess, chemistry right now to do anything. I don't understand where the hope is coming from. People keep saying we've got talent. Well, what makes you say that? Because we can't beat anybody. And last year's over. Jordan Love from last year is gone. This guy who held out during training camp for a big contract hasn't really shown up. He still looks like a second-year player. The guy's been coached and taught by Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur for 5.5 years, and he's still putting balls in the dirt, sailing passes. I don't know, maybe I'm too Debbie Downer today on a Monday, but I don't see where the hope is for this team going into Philly.
Matt will answer that. Brandon, thanks for the call. And go ahead, Matt.
I'm going to be honest. I don't have a lot of hope for it. I have the Packers. My heart of hearts, I think they're going to lose by double digits against Philly. I agree. I don't think they have the chemistry. And that's kind of really the problem that I see is I think there is some good talent on this team. And I think chemistry is like that X factor. It's something you can't teach or coach. You got it or you don't. And it just doesn't seem like we have it. But I think our players are good enough to compete, but they have to be on the same page. And it just doesn't feel like this Packers team is cohesive, I guess. So if you're coming to me looking for hope, I'm the wrong guy today because I kind of feel like Bears fans right now. I feel like we're looking forward to next season.
844-770-3776. That's the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more. I have an idea for a poll question. I'll run it by you guys during the break, but I do think there's something here with so you guys can think about it. You can chime in on right now. But what's the biggest regular season issue for the Packers? And we'll give you the options. But here's some that I wrote down: slow starts, defense late in games, Jordan Love. He's inaccurate. Like, he is a very inaccurate quarterback. He's below league average this year in accuracy.
Yeah.
Not like below elite. I mean, the league average line, he is below it. He is closer to Caleb Williams, who is a rookie. They are about 1 percentage point or a half a percentage point difference in completion percentage. One player is a rookie. The other one is in his 5th year in the league, 5th year in his offense, and 2nd full season as a starter. So however you want to break it down, the completion percentage regressed for Jordan Love this year. To me, that's the biggest thing holding him back. He can be very accurate and put some great throws in there. So it's not saying he's incapable, but he's not consistently accurate. Yeah. And that is slowing this team down. That Bear game yesterday, he didn't look good.
No.
And he kind of pass off to Josh Jacobs at the knees. He got, was it Musgrave that made that shoestring catch on what was just a bad.
It was Musgrave, yeah.
Bad throw. Yeah. I mean, he was wide open. It didn't seem like Jordan Love should have been able to put more into that throw. There was a couple others where he kind of lollygagged him, like locked him out there. Yeah. It was just like he was shooting, like if you needed to really.
Well, I remember one, it was down the sideline, near side sideline, and it was into double coverage. Might have been a Kraft.
Oh, yeah, the Kraft tried to jump up and try to catch it like a power forward.
At it. Yeah. Like he high pointed it and had a good shot at it, but it's like that looked like a jump ball.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want to see from your $55 million a year quarterback.
And there's a lot of text on that. So you know what? We're going to post that poll question. That'll be our Siding Unlimited question. Biggest regular season issue for the Green Bay Packers. Slow starts, which has been it was 2 years ago where LaFleur talked about Warren P. That's a constant thing for LaFleur.
Yeah.
Defense late in games. Again, this game, what happened? The Bears got the yardage and the position they needed to win that game.
Yeah.
And the Bears did it last time against the Packers too, but the Bears missed the kick.
On a prevent defense set.
Right, but again, Detroit was able to just milk that clock out.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
So many. I mean, this is multiple years. Jordan Love is a this year problem, but I'm going to put Jordan Love in there. Do we have a fourth, or do we just roll with those three?
I would say just coaching decisions. Like, honestly, I think someone.
Oh, yeah. Because you throw Joe Barry into that.
We just put coach.
Well, Joe Barry.
Oh, excuse me.
But Joe Barry is a Freudian slip. That is a Freudian slip.
It looked like Joe Barry D, didn't it? At the end,
the final play,
break kind
the final play, I'll give you that. Before then, it just looked like young players making dumb mistakes. Honestly, maybe penalties is a good one too.
Well, I think that falls into coaching.
I would say coaching. Yeah,
because that's discipline and that's coaching.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go coaching.
I'll throw coaching on there.
I'll put
even though the answer is going to be Jordan Love.
Let's go with those four options. That'll be our Siding Unlimited poll question. You can chime in on the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more 844-770-3776. We have a couple of people chiming in. I want to get through these. Rory in Mount Horeb, wide receivers getting open. Adam Madison said inconsistency. He also asked, real question is, where in the hell has Jaden Reed been the last 10 weeks? He went from number wide receiver 1 to like 3 or 4 targets a game. JB from the V chimes in. When will we finally be able to admit that Love isn't a $60 million quarterback? These are facts. The lowly Bears should have beat us twice. And statistically, Caleb Williams had as good a year as Love. Play Love stinks as a bounce-back song, please. P.S. Fire Goody. 608 chimes in. Your show is 100% better than KBN's because you dissect and analyze and not generalize. That one's just for you, Matt Hamilton, because you brought it with some of your thoughts today.
Thank you.
And
thank you.
Chris from Manitowicz Waters chimes in. LaFleur should have been slapped up behind his head by Goody when he walked into the locker room for his time management at the end of the game, as well as going for it on 4th and 4 as opposed to taking the points earlier in the game. Horrible game management and decisions. I'm scared for next Sunday. No chance. Worth noting, Jalen Hurts still in a concussion protocol. So we can get into that a little bit later as well. Dan and Stoughton chimed in. Jimothy eats boogers. Pass it on. And Donnie and DeForest
like me.
said, I was thinking about this. What if after a few years and spending all that money on Love, the Packers don't win a division, and over these years, Love is the worst quarterback in the NFC North? And JJ and Poinette says, I never feel happy for Bears fans, but I do actually feel happy for Jim hearing that story, the story
People
I shared.
like me.
It was wholesome and cute, so I'm happy for you too, but I was so salty when you sent that so immediately. What did I say? I was like, I'm not going to watch this out of spite.
I knew you'd come around to it. It wasn't mean. It wasn't like a mean video. It is funny to me, and again, I'll give credit to most Packer fans. Most of them liked it or just kind of laughed. It's so funny that how mad, this is definitely a rivalry, because some people just got really mad at the video, and it's like, okay, I think.
Don't you hate it when someone gets excited when their team wins in their own home?
But right.
I do when it's Jim.
Right.
Yeah.
But also
the privacy of their own home. They're sharing this joyous moment, and you're like, drop dead.
Some of them are pretty dang close. The thing that made me laugh is that you're right, Packer fans. This game, and I'll get to more on this on the other side, it was meaningless in the grand scheme of things, but there was a lot of things that meant for Bears fans and I think for some players, and we'll get to that on the other side. Chalmers Jewelers, whether it's a watch, you can get that fantastic ball watch, the Graham watch. They have some Rolexes there. You can treat yourself with those sorts of things.
They got that super submarine or Submariner.
Yeah, it was.
It can go all the way to the Titanic.
It's the
James Cameron edition.
Yeah, that is a elite watch over at Chalmers Jewelers. You can get jewelry fixed. You can get custom jewelry, engagement rings. Valentine's Day is coming up. All great things over at Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly Green and Gold Blind Rankings coming up next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
The little one just took her first steps. Her stride? Wobbly.
Oh my gosh, she's doing
Her parents? Oh boy, here we go.
Watch out.
But you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with free credit score and score monitoring on most new consumer checking accounts. So while you're monitoring and protecting her every move, you can do the same for your credit score too. You've got this with free credit monitor from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Are you frustrated because you can't seem to lose that unwanted weight or keep it off long term? It may not be your fault. Your metabolism might be sabotaging your results. We found that clients on average had a metabolic age 27 years older than their actual age. If that's you, how much harder would it be to lose or maintain your weight? At Madison Weight Loss, our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. To learn how our clients on average lowered their metabolic age by 17 years, go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation.
Hi, it's Jesse Nelson. If you're looking to find success achieving a new weight loss goal in 2025, do what I did. Make that call and lose up to a pound a day. A new you in this new year.
Now is the time to end the cycle of weight gain and frustration. You could lose 20 to 30 pounds in 60 days and be empowered with the proven tools to keep it off once and for all. You can do the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Many reasons today. One, somewhere in the Bears Ditka sweater. Big Ditka energy from me after the Bears won.
What's the real reason you look good, Jim?
Is it my awesome Ditka sunglasses? No, it's because I worked out at Carbon World Health, so I got that post-workout kind of high going on right now. Glow. I'm feeling good.
I mean, if the shirt's a little... Like, it's not like a slim fit, so
no,
you can't see the muscles popping.
This shirt
like
is strategically worn under. It's more of an undershirt. It's a little baggier because I worked out at Carbon Health. I've lost some weight. It's a little bit of a bigger shirt than I need anymore.
Right.
And so this one strategically goes under shirts like the sweater vest I'm wearing today. You can see it on the ESPN Madison YouTube page. But Carbon Health, whether it's just a regular workout plan, they are elite at that. They can help you work through injuries. They can help you get back on track. They have recovery, red light, and cryotherapy. They also have semaglutide, which I've been on for a long time. Dr. Ness Rodriguez actually just posted something up on LinkedIn talking about the right way to use semaglutide. And that is really about pairing it with a doctor and pairing it with working out. And those are the keys to make that work. They also have hormone optimization at their Sun Prairie and their Madison location. He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. And we have a Siding Unlimited poll question. You can chime in on the Carbless Talk and text line. List is more, 844-770-3776. Our poll question today is we are asking you after the loss to the Chicago Bears, what's the biggest regular season issue for the Packers heading into the playoffs? Right now, 56% of you say slow starts. Jordan Love only at 6%, coaching at 22%, and defense late in games at 16%.
I mean, the slow start thing is real. It kind of, for me, a little bit falls under coaching as well. That's game plan. That's execution, which to me falls in line with discipline. And a team's discipline is a direct correlation to the coach's attitude in my eyes. So those are kind of like a little 1A, 1B. But the slow start, sure, it's if you get in a fight, you want to punch him in the mouth first. So, every football game is a fight. You're trying to punch him in the mouth first. And when was the last time the Packers scored on the opening drive? And then if it was recently, it couldn't have been multiple times this season.
Well, and
too many times. I bet they scored on the opening drive less than 5 times out of 17 games.
And to add to that, the way that Jordan Love plays and the way that the offense has worked this year and the way that Matt LaFleur likes to run things, they are not an offense that really wants to be a come-from-behind offense. I know they open it up in the fourth quarter, and you can look at those stats, like, oh, look what happens in the fourth quarter when they let it throw.
That's out of necessity.
And that's over the course of one quarter. If you had to do that 4 quarters, defense is playing for it more, and then you're going to be more likely to throw interceptions. A balanced offense is the way to do it, and I do think that a balanced offense gives the Packers the best chance to win with Jordan Love. But to your point, if they don't get points right away and get in front of things, then they fall down, and then they have to play in a way that they're not comfortable with. If they get ahead, the defense then can play better because the defense is still designed to stop the run, and we talked about this. they have to blitz to stop the run, which opens up the play action, which allows them to get burned on the play action. The best teams with play action in the league right now, which probably be Philadelphia, Minnesota, and Detroit, all teams the Packers have lost to, because if you have to sell out to stop the run, when you do that play action, unless you get home to the quarterback, you got someone running wide open. And the Packers have faced a lot of that. And then if you fall behind, now you're asking Jordan Love to go be Aaron Rodgers. And at this point in his career, Jordan Love is not Aaron Rodgers, good and bad, but I mean prime Aaron Rodgers. So those are the issues that this team has. I'm not saying that Jordan Love can't get there. I'm not saying the Packers can't get hot. The Packers going to win the Super Bowl seems a bit far-fetched now, because this team
season it does
win 3 games on the road to go to the Super Bowl.
Good teams.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, that feels impossible. Could they win 1? Absolutely.
No.
They have
Not against Philly.
They have a chance to do it. I would say, look, the line basically says it's about a 40% chance the Packers win. Obviously, Vegas believes that Jalen Hurts is going to play, too.
Is there a number on it yet?
5.5 is last I've seen. I think it moved a little bit because of that's
smash the Eagles at this point.
844-770-3776. That's the Carlos Talking text line. List is more. You can chime in on our poll question. And we are asking you, what's the biggest regular season issue for the Packers heading into the playoffs? Slow starts, coaching, Jordan Love, or defense in late games? We have Ryan, our psychedelic advisor, on the phone. Ryan, what's up?
The biggest problem that the Packers have in games is their last game of the season. Sorry, that was mean. That was
waka
mean.
waka.
I did call in and let Kyle Wallace know, because he won money because the Bears won. And I also let Benny know that I was holding his beads that he sent me, and that was good luck for the Bears. So thank you, Benny. And then I sang, "I'm not here looking for trouble. I'm just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle." And then I hung up on him. It was great. They all hated me for it.
Good job. Appreciate it. Yes.
All right.
We appreciate you calling in. So
yeah,
thank you. One of my other issues right now, like we had our last caller was talking about how our wide receivers aren't open, and they were last year. All the to me, it feels like defenses are playing a lot more man defense. And last year we were torching the zone. It wasn't man D. They're finding soft spots in the zone, and that's why we looked wide open oftentimes. This might come back to this whole idea that the Packers, we have 3 number 1s. We have 3 number 3s that aren't good enough to separate from number 1 and number 2 corners.
I love that whole. I mean,
it hurts my heart to say
this. Alex Strouf talking about they might have 4 number 1s. Everyone is talking about. Heck, Bo Melton's good.
Dontavian Wicks is going to be the next Devontae Adams.
Christian Watson.
Romeo Doubs is a security blanket for Jordan Love.
Reed. I mean, it's
Jaden Reed, the gadget player. He's Tyreek Hill 2.0.
And
I just made that
trade for Tyreek? No. Trade him for Tyreek?
No.
So one thing
he wants out.
We could talk more about this as it goes along.
He doesn't want to play in the cold, and we've seen him play in the cold. It ain't pretty.
Wants to play for a champion, though.
I always say going against the grain is risky and not usually the smart thing. You know who doesn't win Super Bowls? The youngest team in the NFL. You usually need some veteran leadership in that roster. You know who doesn't win Super Bowls? Teams without number 1 wide receivers who've gone through this. It could be the tight end. It could be someone.
Right.
But, Mahomes has got Kelsey.
Right.
I mean, you have Tom Brady had Wes Welker. It doesn't have to be a stud. He had Gronk and Aaron Hernandez.
Edelman,
Randy Moss for a season. Now, they lost that one, but, I mean, Aaron Hernandez was a good football player.
He's a number 2 tight end, though.
He was killer.
He was really good,
He was good, but, we bring him up remember Aaron Hernandez. He was behind Gronk.
No, they ran a lot of 2.
They ran a lot of 2 tight ends.
Fair enough. But one stat I wanted to throw out to you guys about this quickly.
Now I got to get
Do you know where
stats? Go ahead.
Jordan Love's EPA per pass attempt against man coverage ranks? And that's EPA, the stat of expected, basically how above average are you with your value of pass attempts against man coverage? I believe he's 32nd in the NFL.
Against man coverage.
Against man. Against zone, I listened to the Athletic Football Show with Robert Mays, and he had these stats. He said he's 5th in the NFL in EPA per pass against zone coverage.
Right. And I think that's a little bit to what I was saying.
Exactly.
I might maybe might be onto something that they are playing more man. It kind of looks like the league is playing more man D this year.
I think any team that plays the Packers right now is just going to play man.
Well, I mean, I watched the Viking Lions game last night.
The Lions,
and the
played a lot
Lions
of
played man D.
say.
They were just like, all right, let's go. You'd think a team that decimated would play a little zone, and not that defense.
The Vikings have mixed it up because I remember Jordan Love said for the Viking game, hey, we were surprised with how much man they came out with. Now, on the reverse, Caleb Williams the week before said he was surprised with how much zone they were running. So they very much changed their scheme up to who they're playing.
Right.
So to Ryan's point, there's something they're seeing. Jordan Love, against good teams, when he gets pressure, makes mistakes.
Can't throw against man.
And man is an issue for him, which is...
Well, it's also not necessarily that he can't throw against man. It's that the receivers just don't get open.
Yes.
Right.
And
that's
then he
the problem.
holds it, and then sometimes
What's he
it's
supposed
just
to
like,
do? Just throw it in the back of guys?
Well, then Coach LaFleur maybe outlets or get it out shorter.
Well,
like what? Let me finish what I was saying. He holds it, and then shoots the home run. And then that's where either sometimes it's a deep ball to Watson, or they make a great play, or sometimes it's an interception. He's not taking the layups when
At least
the guys
you're
aren't getting
minimizing the damage if it's a deep interception.
Now,
true, but he should
I know,
be getting the ball out quicker.
But at the same time, is that his fault or is that Matt LaFleur's fault?
I'm going to go a little bit on LaFleur. Like, when
usually the quarterback
how
holds
many
the ball, it's on
weeks
the quarterback.
Does he need to see
because if nobody's
teams-
open, he's got to do something with it.
So
and
Ryan,
he can't run.
That stat on man versus zone had to have been something that was at least glaringly obvious 6 weeks ago or more.
I'd assume any defense who's watching them on film right now, the Packers, sees this. They don't need the stats.
So for me, like, how did the Packers used to always beat man? And the obvious one to me, it's the Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams back shoulder pass. Like,
get open.
Do it. Like, it's a pass that, you're throwing it to a spot only your guy can catch it. It's either an incomplete pass or only your guy can get it. But we've got there is an issue with play calling a little bit right now. 4th and 3 and you run an end around, you need to be going north and south, not east to west.
And the Bears knew that end around was coming.
Gosh, that was so
they
he
sold
called
out
him
for it.
over.
Yeah,
too.
they sold out for that.
Like, Jordan Love called the motion over, and it looked like if he had just handed it off to Jacobs or whoever the back was at the time, it looked like it was good for at least 2, and he falls forward for maybe 3. That end around, you're starting 3 yards. It's basically a 4th and 5 at that point because that's when he's getting the ball and he's running east to west. He's got no head of steam going forward. That was a joke.
That end around was very much how the Bears' screens became towards the end of that game, where Packers knew it was coming and it was getting obnoxious. But that end around, the Bears they knew that was the call.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if LaFleur has a tell in that situation, but Kyler Gordon, remember, he sniffed it out. He's not the one that made the tackle, but he's the one that ate the first blocks, and then there was 2 Bears sitting right there. Reed had nowhere to go.
Right.
So there's a lot there, but Jordan Love does have a holding onto the ball and then throwing it deep problem.
And again, that's because of man. Everybody looks covered or
mobile.
more covered in man. And if your wide receiver can't create separation, Jordan Love knows not to throw the ball. And I don't blame him for not getting rid of it.
Most
throwing
quarterbacks
it into coverage, you can throw it out of bounds. Like, you can get rid of it and not take a sack. But the fact that he's so used to looking for soft spots in his own D, and then when you have man and the guys can't get open, it's going to look really bad. Like, I don't know what Jordan Love or Matt LaFleur needs to do. Run more of these, like, natural pick plays or whatever they're called, like
rub routes.
Rub routes, yeah.
Dry rub routes, north and south once again. Let's get the north and south playbook for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
All right. Let's we're going to do our green and gold blind rankings coming up next. Also, I think during that we'll reference some of our predictions. We'll get to that later in the show as well. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand. Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank, with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC. Down to 4 in the college football playoff. Barry Alvarez excited for the Big Ten showing. Coach dove into why the conference representation just means more.
I think Ohio State has an excellent chance. Penn State is right there. They'll compete with them. I like the fact they're both league teams. So I don't like the championships going south. We have a number of teams in our league, and include Notre Dame in that I think are very strong.
The Great Dane Huddle with Barry Alvarez, streaming Mondays at 6 on ESPN Madison's YouTube channel.
Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at PellaWI.com.
Pizza Hut's wings are the best thing to happen to pizza night since, well, pizza. Introducing Pizza Hut's new Big Boneless Wing Bundle. For only $15.99, enjoy 16 crispy boneless wings in 2 different flavors, 2 dipping sauces, and a double order of fries. The wings are sauced and tossed to perfection and available in 9 flavors like honey barbecue, garlic parmesan, and sweet chili. It's the perfect bundle for game days, girls' nights, family night, or any tailgate party. Order now on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com.
The area's best high school sports coverage is Zimbrick Honda's presentation of Prep Mania.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Tune in this Tuesday, January 7th, for our first women's basketball showcase here on Prep Mania, as we have a battle in the Badger Small between Reedsburg and Stoughton. Coverage with myself and the Dean of Area High School Sports, Dennis Semrau, begins at 7 p.m. on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Love stinks.
That was a call-in request, because apparently we are a rock station. You can call in and request your... you know what? We'll do that the rest of the show. If you want to call in, Ryan will make the decision on if we do it or what song it'll be. But if you want to call in and make a request for a bump back music to describe your feelings today after
I wish
the
you could have
Bears
found
beat
the
the
Adam
Packers.
Sandler version in The Wedding Singer.
You can chime in on the Carlos Talking text line. List is more, 844-770-3776. He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. Molly's out with babies. And before we get to our green and gold blind rankings, I want to address why they win. And we saw the video. It's on ESPN Madison Social. It's on ESPN Madison's YouTube. If you're watching us right now, you can see it again. And I'm in my Bears gear. Why the win was important, Matt? It's really the Bears. It changes nothing about their season, but
it actually hurts their draft situation
by a spot.
Well, I mean, they would have been
9.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. 9 to 10.
It's 3 and 4 are the
9
there's
to 10.
2 at 3s and then a couple at 4.
9 to 10.
Huh.
Yeah. So I saw somewhere it might have been 8 to 10. It's not a big drop. So
there goes Genty.
They do not need Genty. They need offensive linemen.
Yeah,
and there's really not any offensive linemen.
To our other Bear fan, Pablo, if the Bears don't take an offensive lineman in this draft, or first as soon as they can, it's
the weird
be
thing
a
is
miss.
there's not a lot with that top 10 ranking. So 10 could be useful for them, but maybe they'll miss the guy. But anyways, one, it erases the haven't won at Lambeau since forever. It erases the LaFleur never lost to the Bears. It erases the Bears had gone 20 Sunday road games without a victory. It erases that. It doesn't send them into the offseason not having won on U.S. soil since September. It sends Caleb Williams into the offseason 1-1 and a win over Green Bay.
Not just a win.
Yeah.
A game-winning drive.
Right. And so it's like a little micro victory. People microdose. It's a microdose of hope. Bears got a microdose of hope, and we are enjoying the hopium today.
Where's the hopium? Where's the psychedelic advisor now?
Yeah, I was going to say, are you talking to Ryan, the psychedelic advisor, in the break?
Hey.
You guys texting each other?
I think that's a good description for how Bears fans feel. We got a little microdose of hopium heading into the offseason, and it feels good, man.
And hopium hurts you and your draft stock.
Hey, it feels good, man.
Kills a couple brain cells.
Hey, nothing you say is going to make me not enjoy this. I'll give up the brain cells and 1 or 2 spots in the draft for that win. It felt good because here's what we don't have. Here's what I don't have to see anymore. I don't have to see those zeros, no wins, never beat LaFleur, none of that. Like, you don't have to see any of that. Do you know the only Bears coach never to beat the Packers? Matt Eberflus.
Yeah.
2 seasons, right, for Eberflus? How long was it? It feels like a blur.
3. This was his third.
He was fired during his 3rd season. Wow.
Yeah.
And he was the coach for the last one. For the last.
Yes,
No.
for the
Field
previous
goal.
Bears game. It was Thomas Brown.
That was
That's
Thomas
right.
Brown's first game.
Oh, yeah, so he went 0-4 against the Packers.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. All right, let's get to green and gold blind rankings.
We all saw the game.
I know what I saw.
I know I saw.
Now, we gotta pull back the green and gold blinders.
All right, then, keep your secrets.
Time for the green and gold blind rankings.
Yeah, guys, and these might be truly blind rankings since, Jim, I guess you didn't really see the first half at Texas Roadhouse. Many Packers fans probably wish you could.
I
they
did
didn't
see
either.
it. I did see the Blackwell punt return, and that's honestly like 30 seconds, a minute before, or like they turned it on and it happened 30 seconds later.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful timing.
Yes.
Why isn't everybody screaming like what side of the field is? Why isn't the punter yelling that? Like left or right?
It's a trick play. It almost never works.
Great question for Rich Bisaccia. Guy that gets paid enough.
And I
as
think
special teams coordinator.
him on the sidelines was wondering the same thing.
Yeah.
Like it's
Like
just
where's the communication there?
they got lazy. Like end of the year, you're playing a lesser opponent. You're not locked in. The Bears pulled a rope a dope. Packers fell for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, it is the Green and Gold Blind Rankings. That's where we take 3 players coming out of the Packers game on Sunday. This week, it's the loss to the Bears, 24-22. You can see Mike Ditka Rutledge on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream today.
Jim Ditka Rutledge.
Jim Ditka. Big Ditka. Anyways. So today, guys, we're going to take 3 players, and you're going to have to rank them without me telling you what the order of these players are. And you're going to rank them as good, bad, or meh. Now, each player can only take up one of these categories. And guys, like I said, you don't know who's coming until I present them to you. So you got to rank them blindly.
Jim, first one, bad. I can already tell you because I'm struggling to think of someone who is good.
All right. Might give you a curveball on this one then. How about Xavier McKinney? Good, bad, or meh?
Do you remember much from Xavier?
So might just have to give him the good.
Or the meh? Because
he had an interception.
The only good. What?
Oh,
Xavier
that's
McKinney
right.
had an interception.
Oh, that's right. I
You
forgot
forgot
Caleb
about
even
that?
threw one.
No,
yeah.
he did
Caleb
not.
did not.
Keenan Allen threw the interception.
Keenan Allen threw it.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
That was that's what I felt like the Bears were going to bear. When he threw that pick, I was like, oh, it's fine. We're playing the Bears. We're going to win. Truly.
What was he doing? Was he trying to throw it out of bounds? I think he was trying to throw it out of bounds.
I don't think so.
There's nobody nearby.
He threw it so confidently, though.
I
He threw
know.
a laser.
But I think it's one of those where you just don't realize if you're not a quarterback to get the ball out of bounds, you got to really let it go.
It looked like he was throwing it directly to Xavier McKinney.
I've seen some freshman Badger quarterbacks, but even the NFL, I see some quarterbacks where they try to throw it to the sideline, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, crap. Like, they realized they didn't put enough on it. So I think it was Keenan thinking that was going to get it out of bounds.
Right.
Either
That's the
way,
only thing that makes sense. That's good. He's good.
Xavier McKinney.
Okay. The only other person I could see in that good category might have been Tucker Kraft.
Tucker.
He looked okay. Anyway, go ahead.
McKinney's interception trumps whatever.
you're right.
By the way,
Kraft
that was his 8th pick of the season. First Packer player since Charles Woodson in 2009 to have 8
Does it
picks
count
in the
if it
season.
comes from a wide receiver? Do they count those interceptions? I'm just kidding.
I thought you were going to say 17th game. It's like, no. It's because it's from a wide receiver.
Yeah.
We can go back and see how some of Charles Woodson's picks were. Some were probably pretty bad quarterbacks, let's be honest.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Jay Cutler.
The next one I'll present to you is Matt Hamilton's favorite player, one Rashawn Gary.
You did have a
Is he
sack.
meh or bad in this game?
He had a sack.
Did he?
Yeah,
I don't remember
early in the game.
Very early in the game, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like when I almost texted the group, but I was like, "That's going to be bad."
I think it was the first drive. It was after because didn't Caleb have a ball snapped over his head, or he had to like pick it up at one point on the first drive, second drive?
See, again, this is what I didn't see.
It was. He definitely had a sack. He has to go meh because he wasn't bad.
Meh. He definitely wasn't bad. He's meh. I'm fine with meh for that.
Also, didn't get a sack at the end of the game. Also, by the way, he played fewer defensive snaps than Aaron Mosby and Kingsley Enagbari in this game.
Honestly,
gotta keep him fresh.
Yeah, keep him fresh for the Pro Bowl.
God knows. Yeah, exactly. It's got to be ready
At this
for
rate,
Orlando.
he'll be able to play in it.
Unfortunately. All right, guys. And then speaking of Orlando and speaking of Pro Bowlers, third player today is the third Pro Bowler for the Packers, Josh Jacobs. I guess he falls into the bad category today, guys.
Yeah, he did have a touchdown, right?
He did have a touchdown.
They all had something, but Jacobs.
Yeah, but Jacobs played like.
He played like the first quarter.
Yeah.
6 carries, 44 yards, 7 yards per carry. Yeah, that's good, but he didn't. It's not his fault.
Mean, unfortunately, here's the thing. I think. I don't know if I would swap them if I could now after the fact with Gary.
They all were meh. You lost. He's just not going to have him good.
I guess it's bad.
I think McKinney, you could argue, was good. I don't think he made any glaring mistakes, and he had a great. I mean, he showed up when he needed to for the pick.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't think of any bad moments for Gary, though.
But speaking of good seasons for Josh Jacobs, first Packers player to rush for 1,300 yards since Amon Green in 2003. Josh Jacobs, Xavier McKinney up in the categories with Charles Woodson and Amon Green at their respective positions.
TJ from the road chimes in on the Carb List Talking text line. List is more 844-770-3776. Could be some foreshadowing of tough days ahead for the state of Wisconsin football. NFC North is no longer a gimme for the Packers, and it's highly unlikely wild card playoff slots will be the norm for a few years. Badgers played in the weak division before last year, giving them plenty of layups and a shorter path to a possible Big Ten championship. Both teams must tighten up the vision, mechanics, and identity to make serious championship runs. Very nihilistic of TJ today. And Rick, I want to give him a shout-out. He won our Jim, Matt, and Molly Fantasy Football League, and he has a request of Ride the Lightning by Metallica. Since we are taking requests for how you feel today on the Carb List Talking text line 844-770-3776. We'll get back to it after this. Is Jim, Matt, and Molly presented by Coors Light.
Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison wants you to start the year behind the wheel of a brand new ride in our Road to the Motherlode giveaway. On Friday, January 31st, there are lots of opportunities for you to strike gold. 3 winners will be chosen every half hour from 6 p.m. until 9:30, with each taking home a cash prize between $500 and $2,500. Then at 10 o'clock, one grand prize winner will receive our largest single prize ever, a $50,000 vehicle certificate. And it's only at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
This is former Wisconsin linebacker Chris Orr. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a good Karma Brands radio station on Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports and Update brought to you by the College Football Postseason on ESPN Radio. Don't miss the College Football Playoff semifinals this Thursday and Friday night right here on 100.5 ESPN and streaming free on the ESPN app. And while, as Packers fans might not have wanted to catch it yesterday, but they did fall 24-22 to the Bears, breaking an 11-game winning streak that dated back to 2018 for the Packers. Also drops the Packers to the 7th seed in the NFC playoffs. Here's quarterback Jordan Love speaking post-game about how, heading into the postseason, where the team's mindset is at.
It is kind of the mindset of it's a new season. We're going to playoffs. We got to kind of flush the season and have a clean slate. We're going in 0-0. And as we know, anything can happen in the playoffs. It's win or go home. So obviously there's a lot of things we have to clean up and be better at, but it's the same message,
You can also head over to ESPNWisconsin.com for more news, notes, and coverage about the Packers heading into the playoffs. Big news as Christian Watson did suffer a torn Achilles on that non-contact knee injury in Sunday's loss. Then tonight, the Milwaukee Bucks are back at it facing the Raptors, 6:30 p.m. tip-off in Toronto, and then the Badgers taking on Rutgers in Piscataway, 6 p.m.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You got to keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow.
People like me.
I don't think so. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN.
We're learning a lot about each other. Jim's an onion. You got to peel back the layers to get to the good part.
He's not just a basic Bears fan.
Can I wear my Big Ditka Energy shirt tomorrow?
Your big what energy?
Big Ditka Energy shirt tomorrow? Mike Ditka, big guy.
Packers are going to drill him, and when the backups come in, they're still going to drill him.
Well, I wouldn't say anything went according to plan today. I would say a kind of a sloppy game all in all. Had far too many miscues. Certainly didn't want to go into the playoffs like this.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. The mountains are blue. You know what to do.
And that's Crush, a Coors Light. I'm back, Jim.
All right, you got your energy. I got Big Dick Energy. You got Big Disc Energy. You can see that on the ESPN Madison YouTube page. I am in full Dick attire. Molly Brown out with babies. I did troll her a little bit via text because on Friday during the Molly's game,
more HR violations by Jim.
She said that the Bears still suck.
Yeah.
And so I had to text her that.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what? I think your husband now wins. The kids get to be Vikings fans. More prosperous.
No, the kids should just be Lions
and
fans.
And I said, it's unfortunate that your twins only know a world that the Bears beat the Packers. Bears 1-0 in the twins' lifetime. And I get to carry that all the way till whenever they play, at least September.
I'm sure Molly's kids will remember that for a very long time. And really carry that one into adulthood.
I'm just saying that their first, it would be like their first 8 months of life. Bears 1-0.
Hey, that's all. Hey, if you're going by those standards, Bears are a team to watch out for in 2025, guys.
Undefeated in 2025. I'll tell you that.
What are their Super Bowl odds at, Jim?
Not good.
What? How?
Not good. I'll tell you what, their odds are really good. They're not going to lose again until September.
That's true.
Wow.
Well, the draft. You can lose in the draft.
You can't lose games if you're not qualified to play in them.
The Bears.
Big brain.
Wait, no,
the
preseason
Bears
games.
trade up to get Shadur Sanders. Bears lose in the draft.
Big brain stuff there.
Hire Dion.
If you're gonna do right, if they're gonna lose, they're gonna screw up the coaching.
Yeah.
And Dion was not one they'd hire. They like. Now I don't hate if you're the Giant, or I guess the Giants keeping Dable, but like if you're
They announced that they were. Yeah. They put out a statement. I know.
So depressing. Imagine having a job. And they have to announce to the world, hey, we're gonna after each year of Jim, Matt, and Molly, after close consideration, we're gonna give Matt one more try.
How about being?
Have a great year.
Yeah. Hey, how about I have a Sports Center on in the studio back here in the control room. Yeah. I'm seeing Robert Kraft give the media address to the media there in New England, talking about how he had to fire Gerard Mayo 18 seconds after their game ended on Sunday. I'm pretty sure that statement, that the news came out at 3:30 Central Time.
And if you're going to do
might
that,
as well have fired him on the field,
right? Because also
the news came to me at 5:11 Central Time today. That Gerard Mayo got fired.
Matt, just spoiling what Matt missed.
Yeah.
But to that point, New England, they got kicked in the pants with that win. They went from first to fourth.
Right.
And that's a big drop. When you're talking middle of the, top 10 to down, this is a weird draft. I don't know what it'll be.
Do you think they were going to take?
They would have They would have had a little bit of kind of like the Bears did when they had the first overall pick.
They probably would have.
Oh yeah.
Traded that pick back. And
it's just the. But if you know you're firing their coach, then just fire the coach. Matt, if we were going to fire you after today's show, we wouldn't just be like, go ahead and host. You do it solo, and then afterwards, and this show decides if we stay on the air or not. And then after you host this show solo, we're going to fire you.
If I did host this show for 2 hours solo, you would fire me.
But the logic behind it is obviously fortuitous for you to lose the game. and then to put a guy out there who it is not in his best interest to lose the game, why? And you knew you're firing him regardless. Just fire him. Fire them all. Like, don't go coachless.
I mean,
less is more.
Then you lose
go
the game.
Coachless.
Yeah.
844-770-3776. That's the Carbless Talk and Text line. Less is more. You can chime in on our Siding Unlimited poll question. We asked you, what's the biggest regular season issue for the Packers heading into the playoffs? Right now, 53% of you say slow starts, 23% of you say coaching, 11% of you say Jordan Love, and 12% of you say defense in late games. Jordan Love is interesting to me. I'm going to ask you this flat out, Matt. Has Jordan Love earned his contract, the $55 million contract for this play this season?
No.
Has he gotten significantly better year over year?
He looked more consistent this year than last year.
He's marginally better.
Yes, I would give him marginally better.
I use significant for a reason because you cannot call it significant. I won't say he regressed because he did smooth out.
Yeah.
And his touch, I don't know what his yards per game, I think that actually did regress a little bit from last year.
It did, but he also, he got a healthy bell cow running back. He played every game.
Yep. And so that's why I would say that he got better in the margins.
Yeah.
His biggest issue that I think will end up holding the Packers back this season is the fact that he needs to be more accurate. And this isn't just completion percentage, but I'm sorry, he was just above league average last year, and he's below league average this year in completion percentage. It dropped.
And the only reason he got there last year is because he had that heater at the end of the season.
Right. And
he was like at 57% halfway through the season.
And I'm not saying he's not capable of throwing darts, because he is.
Mm-hmm.
But to consistently hit people in stride and on time, he still struggles with that. And that goes back to the holding the football. Now, maybe that's LaFleur. I don't have the all-22s. I would imagine LaFleur is capable enough that he is breaking out some sort of dump down route, or Jordan Love could pull it and run.
It does look like he's not taking
he's a big
down.
game hunter.
Yeah.
And that's his positive when they hit. But if, again, going back to this offseason, if you're a big game hunter, go get T. Higgins. If your quarterback is a guy that wants to go hunt big game, then go get a guy who can go hunt big game with him.
What bothers me about Jordan Love being that big play, big game hunter guy that you're alluding to is it's like on second down, it's 2nd and 10, you're holding the ball. If you check it down and get 4 yards, your third down is infinitely easier at 3rd and 6 than a 3rd and 10. And it's not that I have a problem with him taking shots, because I don't. I actually think that's kind of what I find really fun about Jordan Love, is that he takes shots. The problem for me is that when the check down is there, or it seems there, you're not taking it, and that it's just going to make your life easier. And when teams know that check down's not really an option for you, they don't have to play it the same way. So that's just kind of like my issue with it. I don't have a big problem with him wanting to go big. Like, that's fun. That's exciting. That's what football is all about. The problem is you can't just do that. Sometimes you have to take what the other team is giving you. And if they're giving you the check down to shorten that that third down opportunity, you have to take it. And that's the bothersome part in my eyes.
He's Matt Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube. You can get into the show on the Carbless Talk and text line 844-770-3776. List is more. And I want to get to, let's fire up some NFL music. We made predictions, Matt Hamilton, before the year. We're going to run through how bad we were at them. All righty. So we're going to have Molly included in this as well. Jim, Matt, and Molly's predictions for the 2024 season. First head coach fired. I went with McCarthy. Wrong. Matt went with Robert Saleh. Correct. And Molly went with Nick Sirianni. Wrong. Offensive Rookie of the Year. I went with Caleb Williams. Wrong. Matt went with Marvin Harrison. Wrong. Molly went with Bo Nix. Wrong.
What? Do we know that those are wrong yet? I mean, those haven't been
Daniels
announced.
is winning.
Yeah.
True. None of your guys' picks are correct. That's fair.
Yeah. Brock Bowers is great, but again, the quarterback playing the way he played is going to get it. MVP, Matt Stafford. I'm wrong. Matt Hamilton probably right with Josh Allen. We will leave that one available. And Molly wrong with C.J. Stroud. NFC Championship game teams. Lions host the Rams. I'm still in it. Matt picks Packers host the Lions. I'm still in it. And Molly's got one of them out. 49ers host the Lions.
I'm not in it. Packers can't host the Lions.
Oh, well, you're still in it with the teams at least.
Yeah. The teams are.
Matt was pretty specific about the Packers being the one hosting.
Yeah,
in that game.
I was pretty specific about it.
I will cross off the host.
I mean,
part.
if we get to the NFC Championship game against the Lions, I'm taking a victory lap.
No,
regardless.
I'll give it to you.
Alrighty, Carolina, and actually, really quick, Ryan, can you pull up Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers' stats while I do this? General bold prediction.
Oh, Aaron Rodgers' stats this year look great,
and Jordan Love stats. But this was Molly's thing, was on those stats. General bold prediction from me: Carolina gets the number 1 overall pick again. I wasn't that far off, but they will not get it. They did get a top 10 pick.
Yeah,
that's good for the Bears, which is why I wanted it. The Bears now have 2 top 10 picks in the second round and the top 10 pick in the first round, so they have 3 picks in the top 30. So that's a good spot for them to be in. You had Packers have 2 1,000-yard receivers. Correct me if I'm wrong, they had 0 1,000-yard receivers.
I think that's right.
You are correct, Jim.
All righty. Do we have these stats? Otherwise, I can go to the next thing down the line here.
Go to the next thing. I'll get them for you.
All righty. So, 2024 expectations, predictions for the Packers-Bears. Packers win 12 games. That's Matt Hamilton. Wrong. They make the playoffs, yes.
Jordan, so close. They win that game. I'm a genius.
Yours was also softer than mine, but that's fine. You guys were holding my feet to the fire because you had me pick the seeding for my Bears one, but that's fine. I'm just not going to count that against me. They didn't
I
make
think
the
you
playoffs.
offered that up, actually.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah.
Because you guys hold my feet to the fire on Caleb because I didn't want to go this high and you guys made me, but that's fine. Bears win, Jordan Love, 4,330 yards passing. Nope. Even a full season of health, he wouldn't have done that. 250 yards per game. Nope. 67% completion percentage. Nope. 34 TDs. Nope. 9 interceptions. Nope.
Good job, Matt.
All right. Bears win 9 games. Nope. 7 seed. Nope. That's the Packers. All righty. Caleb Williams, 4,000 yards passing. 550 basically. He ended up with 4,000 total yards. The first Bear in NFL history. First Bear in Bear history.
His rushing yards?
Yes.
Okay.
So I just wanted to add that, though.
How many do you have rushing?
Like 460 or something like that. So, and then he had 3,550, I believe, passing. So he was close. But he's the first Bears
Not that
quarterback.
close. 4,000 passing yards.
Okay, I'm just saying 550 is not that far away.
17 games, far away.
The Bears, look, I know you're mad and you can trap it all you want.
Hey, you were holding Jordan Love's feet to the fire. We're holding Caleb's feet to the fire.
Anyways, Caleb is and I'm trying to rip on the Bears, the first Bears quarterback to even account for 4,000 total yards in their history, including his rushing yards. He's the first quarterback in Bears history, including rushing, to get that far. That's how far off they are.
If Jay Cutler had 17 games, he would have had more rushing yards.
No, and he wouldn't have gotten the 4,000. He wouldn't have gotten the 4,000 either. Caleb Williams arguably had the greatest single season as a Bears passer ever. He had the best touchdown interception ratio in Chicago Bears history, 5th highest most yards passing in Bears history, top 10 touchdowns in Bears history. He arguably had, as a rookie, the best. Now, it's a low bar, but and then 230 yards per game, he did not get that. 67 complete percentage, nope. 30 TDs, nope. Got 20. 11 interceptions, no, he did better than that.
Yeah.
So that's one thing in my favor. Nope. Nope. I was just saying how it was at least closer because he got over 4,000 total yards. Jordan Love came nothing. None of those.
Oh, I wasn't even close. I was expecting a step forward.
Do we have the Molly's
I do have Aaron
prediction?
Rodgers' season-long stats now.
And then, do you have those to Jordan Love's too? Or?
I do not have those
I'll
to
get Jordan
Love.
Love's up.
I thought, yes. So I have it here for Aaron Rodgers. His yards per attempt this season were 6.7, which, by the way, his career average yards per attempt, 7.6. And then his touchdowns to interceptions, still pretty solid this year. 28 touchdowns, 11 picks. Actually looks almost identical to what Jim's prediction for Caleb Williams was. I guess Caleb Williams does try to emulate Aaron Rodgers. And then his QBR this season, I'll have to pull that up quickly here. QBR, I mean, does the stat mean anything? I don't know. But
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers' QBR was 48.2 this year.
That has to be his lowest ever.
His lowest ever, it looks like, was his final season in Green Bay. 41.3 was the final season in Green Bay.
Alrighty, so Love QBR higher at 69.2.
Whoa. What?
69.
Yes.
I like that number.
So that goes in, that's correct. And then TD, touchdown interception ratio, I'm sorry, what was, he's 25-11.
Aaron Rodgers 25 and 11. Yeah, no. Aaron Rodgers 28 and 11. Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers.
So Aaron Rodgers gets that one. So she's wrong on that. And then yardage,
fewer games. But yes, it was wrong.
Okay. And she said Oh, yeah, yards per attempt. What are we at for? Is that what you have? Is
Aaron
that the
Rodgers,
average? Is that what that is on the stat sheet there?
It should say Y/A.
I don't have that one in front. I'm just having ESPN's and it says average. Yards per attempt. I'll have to look that one up. I don't have the right stat category there for Jordan Love on that one. We'll have to find out on
I'll say this.
Okay.
I really like ESPN.com, but Pro Football Reference, if you're trying to look at stats, the best one out there. Jordan Love's yards per attempt, 8.0.
Okay, that's average. Then it lists as average because that's what I have. That's what it was. That's the ESPN stat. So they just put it down as average per. So anyway, he won. He got. So she didn't get them all, but she got some. So none of us are right on it.
No.
So realistically,
Matt wins with Josh Allen, Robert Saleh.
Yeah, I guess I give myself a pat on the back if the Lions host the Rams. I don't even know if that's possible.
Yeah,
but,
it's definitely possible.
Yeah, because the Lions.
Well, I said that's the NFC Championship game.
Yeah,
that would still get the Rams could get there. I thought they might face each other earlier. I didn't know if that was.
Actually, yeah. Well, it depends more on which wildcard teams win.
Gotcha.
So
Rams are
it's possible.
4 seed.
They are the 4 seed. Though, according to Dan Campbell, he definitely does not think he's facing the Rams because I don't know if you guys caught that on Sunday Night Football after they beat the Vikings. He was shaking Kevin O'Connell's hand and said, "Hey, good game, man. See you in 2 weeks." As in, see you back here in 2 weeks. And the Vikings traveled to the Rams in the first round.
Right.
That might end up being the best game of the weekend.
That's what I had picked when I was on Mr. Irrelevant. I don't know why the Rams didn't care about winning that game because if I'm the Rams, I don't want to play the Vikings.
Because they could have played the Commanders.
Yes. I'd rather play the Commanders than the Vikings.
Yeah.
The Commanders,
they're
not frauds, but they have they're a little bit like Minnesota. They got a lot of really tight late games.
And they're much more flawed than Minnesota.
Right, but I'm sorry, Minnesota a few years ago when Minnesota won all those close.
Yes.
They got the Hail Mary. They got this last one against Washington. They got that weird comeback like 2 weeks ago. They got a lot of wild, out-of-pocket comeback games.
With just the thought on the Rams, they're like, this is the playoffs. You got to beat all the good teams that run into you if you want to win the Super Bowl. So if you value resting your starters more than trying to win for seeding and risking the health of your starters, like especially with 2 wide receivers, your Pro Bowl caliber wide receivers, if either one of those guys gets hurt, Rams are in some serious trouble. So I don't hate that they did that and they're just like, whoever we play, we probably have to run into somebody good anyway. So, I don't think it's the wrong move if you value rest more than you value.
And they haven't had a bye week
seeding
in a long time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Coach LaFleur said about resting the starters or playing them. You're going to get second guessed either way.
Well, it's also what the Lions coach, I'm blanking.
Dan Campbell.
Campbell said he saying it was Alex Anzalone was like, we haven't had a bye since week 5, so getting this first round bye in the playoffs is a really big deal. So I think that's just where McVay's head was at. It's like, these guys, we're going to have to beat somebody good eventually. It doesn't matter if we got to play the Commanders first or the Vikings. Let's make sure everybody's healthy going into that game. So I get it.
Don't quote me. Coming up next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
One word captures why so many businesses choose to do business with James Imaging Systems. Local. Local business technology. Local support. Local accountability. Listen to James' client Daniel Bertelson, RE/MAX Preferred CEO.
James Imaging is one of the vendors that we use to move all of our documents and set up networks and utilize their equipment for scanning and storage purposes.
Local support works for James' client Josh Gabel, Service Manager with Kirsch Appliance.
Yep, things happen. They can come out and fix it and leave us to what we're needing to do.
Jennifer Wilger, Purchasing Manager with Baker Manufacturing, likes the local accountability from the James Imaging Systems people.
They're an absolutely wonderful partner for us. They go above and beyond.
Local business technology, local support, local accountability. Get it all from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 608-221-3457 or visit jamesimaging.com.
And now it's time for everyone's favorite game, Response in Wisconsin. Guess the most popular responses from Wisconsinites. Okay, here we go. What's your least favorite thing about winter in Wisconsin? Gina Della for Pella.
Let me guess. Frozen toes? Oh, I know. Driving alongside bumper cars every time it snows. And then scrambling to find someone to watch your kids because they're school clothes. Yay! Let's face it, this is just the time of the year when we just want to all be warm and snuggly at home. And Pella helps make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. With inviting doors to let friends and family in and beautiful energy-efficient windows to keep the cold out. Pella Windows and Doors is the best choice to make your home just right. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years.
Thanks for playing Response in Wisconsin.
Hurry! You only have until January 31st to get 0% interest for up to 3 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Certain restrictions apply.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This station has conducted a test of the emergency alert system.
Do you want to have more fun watching the NFL playoffs? Try playing Sleeper Picks. Just download the Sleeper app today and pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. You can win up to 100 times your cash. For a limited time, Sleeper has a special offer. New users have to just play $5 and they'll receive $55 in free entries. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code BRAD, B-R-A-D. Must be 18 years or older. Promo code, location, and other restrictions apply. Minimum deposit $25. See terms of use for details. Please play responsibly. Call 1-800-426-2537 for help.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Ride the Lightning from Metallica, a song requested by Rick and DeForest, the winner of our ESPN Madison Fantasy Football League, the Jim, Matt, and Molly League. We are taking a request to share your feelings today. You can chime in with a song request, and Ryan will do his best to play it as a bump-back song, 844-770-3776.
Keep it clean, people.
That's the Carbless Talking text line. List is more, and we do have a Siding Unlimited poll question as well. What's the biggest regular season issue for the Packers heading into the playoffs? And right now, 51% of you say slow starts. 13% of you say defense in late games. 13% of you say Jordan Love. 22% of you say coaching. He's Matt Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge. We're live from the Everlight Solar Studio, presented by Coors Light. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube page. Matt with big disc energy, me with big dick energy with my Aviators and my Bears.
I'm a nut.
Dick sweater.
People like me.
All righty, let's go to our amazing review of Don't Quote Me.
We're not saying it's gonna happen,
Let it ride.
but if it does, then we want credit.
Say that again, because that is an amazing take.
I told you all.
If not, well,
Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said.
Yeah, exactly. Don't quote me, Ryan.
Yeah, and as Jim Rutledge said, it's quite the amazing predictions that we made. Don't quote me this week because we were amazingly off in the Packers-Bears game. I think everyone, I'll be honest, everyone's predictions, I guess Jim and our fellow Chicago Bears fan in the office, Pablo Iglesias, did correctly predict the Bears winning, so I guess they're the only ones who saw the game the correct way going in.
And to be fair, I didn't have hopes that they win. I felt good about them covering. We talked about that throughout the week, and I put that out on my Blue Sky as well at Jim Rutledge, that my most optimistic view was that they would cover. But I will say, every time the Packers let the Bears stick around, it allowed the opportunity for the Bears to win, because that's a team that maybe wanted to quit, but you gave them the opportunity to be in the game all game. And so in the end, they came out and won.
They did come out and win. And I will say, Caleb Williams' final stat line doesn't look incredible, but he did enough to get the win. Now, somebody predicted, guess who, that Caleb Williams would have 300 passing yards and 3 TDs in the game, and that the Bears would win. So
I got one of them.
You got one of them. And that's, honestly, you're by far the closest this week.
Did you...
How are you going to call it before we even get to discuss the rest?
Oh, trust me.
We will. But did you guys see the broadcast? And I was surprised. I was watching it, and I didn't at the restaurant. I didn't hear the broadcast. That's obnoxious if you can't hear anything. We were trying to talk about the game, but they kept on pointing out, like, why aren't the Bears letting Caleb throw the ball down? He doesn't turn it over. He's got, I think, 2 fumbles and 6 interceptions this year. And this game is meaningless. Like, I don't know why they just were so hell-bent on not letting Caleb.
Everything was a tunnel screen.
Here's why. Here's my general guess to it. It wasn't a lack of trust in Caleb. It was a lack of trust in the offensive line. And I think there could have been an edict from Ryan Poles that even though the Packers really are incapable of rushing the passer, we don't need to get Caleb Williams killed. So let's just get the ball out of his hand fast.
Aren't screens about letting the rusher go past you? Like,
yeah,
it still feels like...
Yeah, but these were a lot of, like quick screens to DJ Moore.
Yeah, either way, it worked enough for the Bears offense. They didn't have to do much, honestly, because the Packers offense was miserable. And speaking of miserable Packers offense, somebody predicted that Malik Willis would come in the game, throw a touchdown, that running back, third-string running back, Chris Brooks, would also score a touchdown, and that Cowboys-Commanders game, the one that if the Cowboys had won, the Packers could have possibly clinched the 6th seed, somebody predicted that game would be within 1 score at halftime. And
pretty good.
That was correct.
Yep.
That final part was correct, Matt Hamilton. The other 2 parts missed.
Didn't I also have a Chris Brooks?
Yeah, Chris Brooks didn't score a touchdown.
No, it was Emmanuel Wilson.
Yes.
Dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dagger? Oh. That was the dagger?
I mean, for that. Because once Emmanuel Wilson got in, I was like, they're going to ride Emmanuel Wilson.
Brooks had a
couple good carries at the end.
Yeah.
That's the one only good thing you can take from the game is the Packers' running game looked good throughout, no matter who was in.
He had now the Bears' run defense is horrible.
I know,
but yes. He had Brooks could have had a touchdown. All he had to do was shake former Packer Jonathan Owens in the open field, and Owens brought him down.
Well, Chris Brooks isn't shaking many guys. I'll say that.
And he might have been caught, but like the Bears, like it looked like one guy was between him and the end zone.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, yes. He did have that was a huge
guy. He just cut it out to the sideline, running down the far sideline, and just got caught by Owens.
Brooks is more of the fullback, too. So, yeah, he would have had to try and run over Jonathan Owens, which, oh, by the way, we didn't do it in Green and Gold Blind Rankings. I should have thrown him in there. Jonathan Owens, how do we rate his attempt at a Lambeau leap?
Oh,
bad. You guys see that?
He slipped bad.
He was so bad.
He slipped. I feel bad for him because he was kind of going up for it. And, he slipped and ended up just settling for high fives.
He looked like a dad going for a dunk in the driveway who just, tears his Achilles.
Yeah, I was happy for him.
What is with these? Why do all football fields have concrete on the outside edge?
to punish people if they try to get on
Yeah,
the field.
because like how many times do you see people like get off the grass, they get into like the bench area and stuff, and they like all of a sudden are walking like penguins because they're afraid those cleats are going to slip out from under them?
That's a good question. I don't know.
It makes no sense to me. Like, put some turf down.
I'm guessing there's a reason for it. The Packers should have turf there because they don't want one of their own players to
But
wipe
the thing
out
is,
there.
turf can be moved out of the way and put back down. So, like, even if you're using the venue for a concert or anything else, like, you
Maybe
can
because
manage
like that outside like track is used for like little like
rolling camera
things.
things.
I guess that'd be my
it looked
guess.
like there's little heat vents there. Could be partial heating the
Yeah.
field too.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I will say that
It just looks dangerous. Like it's not just Lambeau. It's like every outdoor stadium looks dangerous the second you get off the field and you're like kind of running with a full
because
head
you're
of
in
steam.
cleats, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's part of it too, yeah. I'm assuming there's a good reason for it.
I'm not an
I don't think I just
engineer,
missed
so
it.
I don't know.
I would like to point out it was I'm getting a lot of joy out of watching. I believe the Bears after the game did a little Lambeau Leap stuff, and to see some unhinged Packer fans screaming and like trying to push them out, and then Bears fans behind them laughing. It really did add a lot to my experience. It's like a nice little, again, the microdosing
Now,
of.
don't get me wrong. If I was on the rail,
you would not be screaming.
No,
unhinged
but
like this
I
person.
would try and block them. I'll give them a little pushback off the wall.
I don't fault you on that. It's more just the hilarity of the unhinged.
Oh, I don't think
screams.
I'd have that face like the one you showed me. Just
If you watch the whole video, it's even better. Again, a little microdosing of hopium and joy for me throughout the day today.
Well,
Hopium indeed. Hopium. And there was somebody who was hoping that the Packers would play full 4 quarters of complimentary football and that the Packers would win 28-10. And, oh, by the way, Jim, the Bears still suck.
Yeah.
That was Molly Brown's video prediction from the zoo on Friday.
And I was like, I didn't think that was that bold, but we couldn't tell her to send in a new
4
one.
full quarters of complimentary football. Honestly, I thought that was very bold.
Against a lesser team, I thought that was going to what I thought was a lesser team,
Matt,
I thought that was going to be
Have you
good.
watched this Packers team all season? Outside of the Saints game, they have not played 4 quarters against anyone.
Dolphins.
Okay, I guess.
Haha, dunk!
Congrats.
Yeah!
The Dolphins.
2
The
games this season. Let's go, Pack.
Those vaunted Miami Dolphins, whose players are actually openly saying, hey, I'm not coming back next year.
Almost made the
Tyreek Hill
playoffs
and then
this year.
Jalen Ramsey, too.
I'm sure Jalen Ramsey said something. I didn't see that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Can I know they're like actively trying to get the coach fired after the owner's like, we're going to keep him around. Having babies, and hopefully when Molly gets back, it's softened her up. Like, she's got some really bad takes. Like, she keeps on going with Jordan. Like, the other one was like Jordan Love 4 touchdowns. He's never done.
Oh, you just mean her predictions.
Yeah, like she's just soft now. Like, I think she's a little bit in La La Land with the Twins and not like truly.
I think that's fair.
Locked in on how the Packers been playing.
Yeah, but I think it's fair for her to be in La La
true.
Land.
But like, you know.
we can't have that Molly Brown here though.
Here's the
it's
thing.
insane.
When we had her on, like, her feet were swollen. She was tired.
Yeah, she had
because
that
sleeping
edge.
has been going. Yeah, she
But
had
an
that
edge prior to. Hopefully, the edge returns when she returns.
You know what
Like,
she's
when
like?
she has to deal with you every day, that edge will come back.
Here's the problem. She's just so far off now on her predictions. Like, she used to bring it and be right. And now it's like this, it sounds like Matt Hamilton. Wrong all the time.
That's all right. We'll get pessimist Molly back.
I hope
When she hears my, like, insane optimism for the Packers maybe next season, she'll come around.
Okay, we'll see.
She'll push back on me just because she likes to be a contrarian.
Well, nobody pushed back on me when I said that Caleb Williams would throw the most interceptions in this game, and that Malik Willis would throw the most touchdowns, and that Josh Jacobs would score the most total touchdowns in the game. All 3 of them missed.
Keenan Allen threw the most.
Yeah, Keenan Allen threw the most interceptions. If I had predicted that
I would have been like, that's it. You don't need to add on to it. That would have been the biggest,
but
boldest.
when I say the Bears are going to fire their OC.
Oh, everyone knew that was coming. Come on, stop it. Keenan Allen, me predicting that he would throw an interception in that game, that would have been like, the odds were 2,000 to 1.
That would have been a mic drop for sure.
Oh my God, easy. Yes, plus 2,000 odds, whatever they were. But yeah, Malik Willis did not throw a touchdown. Josh Jacobs did score a touchdown, but he tied with actually 4 players all scored 1 touchdown, including a punt return touchdown. And then Caleb Williams threw 0 INTs. So, yeah. It was a freaking weird game.
So Jim wins.
I should just, for these bold predictions, the Bears were 10.5-point dogs. Picking the win is pretty bold.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, it's bold, but it's not creative.
How big of dogs were the Cowboys? I know they weren't double digit, but
I didn't check that actually. They were probably wasn't that far, honestly, because the Commanders rested a few guys, but the Cowboys were playing freaking Trey Lance
9-6 at one point.
It was 6-3 at halftime.
And then at another point it was 10-12. It was a weird score line.
And then the Commanders ended up winning on a walk-off touchdown to Terry McLaurin.
Oh my gosh, because that was the part that really broke my heart with the whole Packers situation. Is in the top left corner of the screen, they had 30 seconds left. Cowboys are leading.
Yep.
And I'm not they're not showing us game clips. I'm just seeing the score. I'm like, oh my gosh, if we lose this game, we eliminated ourselves from playing the Rams, a team that I thought we might have had a better shot against than the Eagles. So I that's what probably broke my heart the most. And obviously when it was, the funny part is for probably 20 minutes after the game, I assumed the Cowboys had won.
You just didn't keep looking.
I didn't keep watching. Yeah, I just assumed the Cowboys had won, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, if we'd have won that one, we'd have been playing the Rams."
Well, at least you got that little bit of consolation later in the day.
Yeah,
then.
It made
that
me
must
feel
have felt nice.
Ever so slightly better. I got to steal a little bit of Jim's secondhand hopium.
Yeah, not even hopium. That's just straight copium at that point.
Yeah, that was copium.
I would also like to point out that part of my excitement was I thought the Bears had put the Packers in the 7th seed.
Oh, yeah, at the moment. Oh, that makes sense.
I didn't know what was going on. So it was nice that, hey,
Oh, you weren't getting live updates in the laundry room?
No.
Didn't have the ticker up in there?
I did not. All right, we will throw some stones next. Jim, Matt, and Molly.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
The number 7 just got a whole lot luckier because of Pizza Hut's $7 Deal Lovers menu. Enjoy all your Pizza Hut favorites from pizza, pasta, boneless wings, melts, cheese sticks, desserts, and so much more. All for $7 each when you buy 2 or more. With this lucky deal, you don't have to choose between great taste and great value. You can have both at Pizza Hut. Order on the app or online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
How good would it feel to start the new year by losing those unwanted pounds? At Madison Weight Loss, our Metabolic Reset program can help you finally lose those pounds without all the stress and frustration of trying to figure it out on your own. The secret is our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good. Learn how our clients on average lowered their metabolic age by 17 years. Go to MadisonWeightLoss.com now to schedule your free consultation and learn why your metabolism may be sabotaging your goals.
Hi, it's Jesse Nelson. If you're looking to find success achieving a new weight loss goal in 2025, do what I did. Make that call and lose up to a pound a day. A new you in this new year.
Now is the time to end the cycle of weight gain and frustration without packaged food or injections. You could lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days and have the tools to keep it off long term. You can do the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Schedule your free consultation now at MadisonWeightLoss.com. That's MadisonWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands?
when you could buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
All you have is one chance after an accident, one decision on who to call, one shot to get the help you need. Don't waste it on the one offer you get from your insurance company. Make the one call to Gruber Law Offices. It's the only one you'll need to make. Call us today. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Outside In. That's what we call our Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road. All the cool stuff you want outside in your yard displayed inside. Patios, decks, pavers, and an automated pergola, fire pit, outdoor kitchen, a putting green, and in-ground pool. Even a converting 3-season room that's either outside or inside. We are Outdoor Living Unlimited. Your outdoor living potential awaits you at our Outside In showroom, 2018 South Stoughton Road. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
It's a new era for Wisconsin football fans.
I want the offense to look like it knows what it's doing. It doesn't look like someone just picked up the controllers and was learning a playbook while they're trying to play the game.
Taking the conversation digital with the Jump Around 3.0.
Let's say they're averaging 200 rushing yards a game, then the passing game's just not clicking. We're going to feel good about it. Metaphorically in football, they're trying to learn to crawl before they can walk and then run again offensively.
The Jump Around with Jim Rutledge, streaming live every Thursday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
It was Poindexter, next day's function, high-class luncheon. Food is served and you're stone cold munching. Music comes on, people start to dance, but then you ate so much you nearly split your pants. A girl starts walking, guys start gawking, sits down next to you and starts talking. Says she wanna dance because she likes the groove, so come on,
Matt Hamilton
and
checked
just
out for the show. You can see Matt Hamilton staring at his phone. Now he's back in. What were you doing, Matt Hamilton?
I was checking a schedule for when I can join our show on Thursday and Friday this week while I'm gone.
You are out curling. He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. Primetime will shine behind the glass. We are live from the Everlight Solar Studio, presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light. I'm going to have a couple Coors Lights tonight, I think. I've been trying not to drink on weekdays. I think I need it today.
The Bears beating you will do that to you.
Yeah.
We're going to get to throwing stones in a minute. I do want to share here that Milwaukee Bucks, it says here star. I don't know if Chris Middleton's a star anymore, but Milwaukee Bucks forward Chris Middleton will not be available tonight at Toronto due to tendonitis in his ankle. I'll be honest, I didn't know you got tendonitis in your ankle, but I guess anywhere you get tendons, you get tendonitis. So
yeah.
The Bucks 17-16 at the Raptors, 8-27. So good Lord, they should not need Chris Middleton. That happens tonight, 6:30. Pregame starts at 6 o'clock right after this show with Jim, Matt, and Molly. Right after Jim, Matt, and Molly, the Great Dane Huddle with Barry Alvarez will be streaming on ESPN Madison's YouTube page 6 until 7. So let's get into throwing stones.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
That was cooler than being cool. Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out.
I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
Yeah, guys, and I will say we've gone through a full show, and it's finally Throwing Stones. And, guys, we haven't addressed Black Monday at all yet. Well, actually, we have. We've addressed that Gerard Mayo got fired and it wasn't very fair. But we haven't addressed who the Bears are looking at on the menu of Black Monday so far.
Yes. Well, let's make sure the jobs that are open right now, Jacksonville, we have the Jets, we have Chicago, we have, what else am I missing here?
Potentially the Cowboys?
Potentially the Cowboys.
We've already learned that the Giants, they are keeping Brian Daboll. We've learned that the Miami Dolphins are keeping Mike McDaniel. We don't know about the Raiders yet.
The Patriots is open, we talked about.
Patriots is open. So I think that should be all of them.
Okay. Yeah, the Cowboys could be open. The Raiders could be open.
Right now?
4 for sure, 1 maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And so the Dolphins kept theirs. That, I think, was at least a possibility.
The Titans are also up in the air. It seems like they're going to retain them. Seems like there's a lot of confidence, but hey, weird stuff happens.
To fire Mike Vrabel, who is probably the second most sought-after coach this cycle.
I think he's probably the most sought after.
Ben Johnson, I don't know.
I
guess
think Vrabel.
It could be Vrabel. So either way, it doesn't matter. But regardless, look really bad. To fire him and then the next year fire the guy you had to replace him with.
Yeah.
That's just bad optics. It's almost better to ride it out. So I want to throw out to you guys, and I guess you can do it however you want, whether you want this guy to coach the Bears because you think they'll be inept, or you're just kind of curious because you want the rivalry to kick back up. I got this from Ben Devine, who is someone that I follow on social. I don't know if he really works for anyone, but he's just got the cleanest list of kind of an aggregate site of who the Bears have requested interviews with. That doesn't mean you need to, like Mike Vrabel, I believe they had the request with, but maybe not but he was with the Browns, and I don't know if that's officially over, but there could be like a Pete Kelly, you don't have to request to interview, you just interview. All right, Anthony Weaver. Anthony Weaver, formerly of the Baltimore Ravens, is the defense coordinator for the Dolphins. They're a top 3 defense this year. He interviewed for 2 jobs last year. Didn't get them. Young and up-and-coming defensive coordinator. Mike Kafka, dear God. Former Northwestern quarterback, offensive coordinator for the Giants. I don't even understand why they're interviewing him. Drew Petzing is the offensive coordinator for the Cardinals. God, no. I'll take Thomas Brown over really any of the last 2, maybe the last 3. Thomas Brown is being interviewed, their current interim coach. Arthur Smith, please God, no. Arthur Smith, former Falcons coach and current OC for the Steelers. Thankfully, I think the play of Russell Wilson as of late have negated his ability to get that job. But who knows? You can't fix stupid, so God knows what the Bears and Ryan Poles will do. Brian Flores, that's a spicy one. He's suing the league. He basically, according to Tua, and Brian Flores didn't really dispute it. He kind of apologized for it. Kind of destroyed Tua's confidence and was maybe too much of a hard-ass coach down in Miami, and he's owned up to that. But he's one of those guys where it kind of came too hard with the Dolphins, and he needs to lighten up a little bit. Then he's currently a defensive coordinator with the Minnesota Vikings.
I hope to God he's the Bears head coach.
I actually don't hate that one. Okay. Compared to like Arthur Smith, Drew Petzing, Mike Kafka, Anthony Weaver.
If he recognizes his mistake, I don't want him going there because that Vikings defense, not last night, but for the most part, has looked pretty good.
I would see him as a guy who doesn't recognize the mistakes like that.
I would say this.
Just apologize because he had to.
Yeah. I would say Kevin Warren is pretty connected to Minnesota, and I don't think that they would... if anyone's going to know, it'd be Warren. But I think suing the league is going to hurt him more with the McCaskies, and a lot of people are in the league more than even some of the
I would just say this. I think the Bears are either hiring Ben Johnson or Mike McCarthy.
I agree. Mike McCarthy's on this list. Todd Monken. Todd Monken is the OC for the Baltimore Ravens. I don't hate that one again. Baltimore is an organization that is a green flag for me. If you have ties to Baltimore, I feel green flag.
Greg Roman has ties to Baltimore. Would you want him?
He's not really up for a job.
I'm just saying.
He's an older guy.
What about Zach Orr?
Zach Orr? Yeah, I didn't interview Zach Orr. I know. Ben Johnson. Detroit is also right now, I think, a green flag. They seem to have a good culture.
Yeah.
Ben Johnson, offensive coordinator. Detroit, most sought-after coach. Looks like it's really down to Chicago or Chicago or New England. Aaron Glenn, defensive coordinator. I don't want him. He's only had one good season. Mike Vrabel. I'd take him. Who do you guys want? Quickly, pick which one.
As I said, Brian Flores for me.
All right.
I'd be fine with Mike McCarthy.
Okay. A lot of Bears fans. 80% against Mike McCarthy on a poll from Waddle and Sylvie.
I believe that.
Okay.
Again, first world problems. If my issue is my team is losing in the playoffs with Mike McCarthy, let's get to the playoffs first.
Yeah.
Those are first world problems. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. It's been Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
See ya. Gold medalist and ESPN Madison foodie Matt Hamilton here to tell you about Metcalf's Market. As a proud Wisconsin